What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today I'm going to be building a couple Warthog rigs. So as we can see right here, I do have two 7950X rigs. This was a 7950X 3D, but I recently threw that into my workstation here with the 4090. So I did take out that 7950X and I put it in here. So now we have two 7950Xs. So I'm going to break them apart off these stands and throw them onto these frames right here. So these are some nice like open air type of frames. They'll be good for AI and type of things. This one here, I will have links down in the description, Black Friday sales, all that good stuff here. But this one's for, you know, up to ATX motherboards. You can get them up to eATX depending on the size of your motherboards. But I got one right here and another one right here, which I do have to put together still. But this should give me two more rigs, and I plan on putting probably a 3070 in one and a 3060 Ti into the other one. All right, so as we can see here, I got one rig put together. I had to adjust my screws a little, the offsets here, because this was actually, I had it set for ATX, and this is a micro ATX. So I had to bring those offsets back a little bit, but now we can see it's in here. Now, Warthog doesn't use that much power. We will test that with this rig once I get the 3070 in here, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to run the two rigs still off the one single 750 watt power supply. We should be well within limits here. So we'll try that after we test it out, but now I do got to get the GPU put into here, plug it in. This was a 7950X 3D, so I am going to have to play with the BIOS a little bit to tweak it to the new CPU here, because we're no longer running PBO or anything or a negative curve. We do have to set that base clock and then the voltages here, but right now everything is looking good. Oh, what a beauty. Guys, she is complete here. Take a look at this Warthog rig. So let's have a look at some hash rates here and some power consumption, starting with that power. All right, guys, so we are about 236 watts for about 761 mega hash. All right, so for a quick rundown on the numbers here for profitability and stuff, we do have the 7950X plus the RTX 3070, 236 watts at the wall. That will cost me at 11 cents per kilowatt hour, 62 cents a day, and we're getting 761 mega hash. So obviously here, we need to make more than 62 cents in order to be profitable. Coming into the calculator, it does look like we are making $1.60 with this. So that's actually not too bad. That's around 98-cent profit after any type of power costs. All right, guys, and here we have the actual final product. So here they are both together. Obviously, cable management is non-existent right now, but it almost looks like we have a big dual epic type of rig happening when this is actually like a dual 7950X. But here we can see this is one rig right here. I'll pull them apart so you can kind of see the spacing between the two. So one rig, second rig, same power supply, 24-pin splitter like we usually do, PCI Express running to each one separately by itself here, and everything seems to be working as is. Now let's take a look at a power consumption. Remember, this is a 750 watt power supply, and it does look like we are around 465 to 470 watts. So well below that maximum range, or close to that 50%, so we should be within peak efficiency. And coming into the 3060 Ti hash rate here at the 7950X, we're about 690 mega hash, where the 3070 was about 761. All right, so now running these numbers, we are, oh, what I got here, 79. I forgot the 9 in here. What's wrong with me? So 7950X plus the 3060 Ti, 232 watts, because I just subtracted 236 from the numbers we had there. Slightly less power, not very much here. We can see that we'll use about 61 cents in power per day. We went from 761 with the 3070 down to 690 mega hash with the 3060 Ti. So obviously we need to make more than 61 cents here, and it does look like $1.45 is what we're making before any type of power costs. That does work out to a profit after power of about 84 cents. All right, guys, so here I took out my Octa miner there, which had all my GPUs in it previously, and threw it down on the floor over there, because seriously, guys, what are GPUs doing these days besides wasting power at this point? But here we have, you know, them set up here. This right here, yeah, you know, I'm going to clean this up sometime eventually. Maybe I'll put it back to just CPU rigs. We'll see what happens as coins pump and so on moving forward here. But this right here is like an octopus of awesomeness. You can see it's just exploding out saying, yes, give me that Warthog. That's kind of what I got going on there. At least in my head, it seems that way. But yeah, here's the rig set up on the rack now. I moved it over to 240 volt. That way it is more efficient than 120 volt. You're using the same amount of power, but you're actually using less amps. So that's better for your panels and things like that when it comes to your breaker boxes. So there we have it, guys. Another double Warthog rig put together. Hopefully the profitability remains high, and hopefully we see a big pump happen in the future. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.